Today I'm going to be eating the Captain's fish and chips because I'm going to be trying out a place called Captain Thornton's. It's highly rated on Google and TripAdvisor and I can't wait to see what it's like. So let me show you what I ordered because I didn't just get fish and chips. So the first couple of things I got was the mushy peas and curry sauce. Next up we have something pretty unusual and it's called Scampy. Now I haven't really had this before, so it's going to be interesting to see what it's like, and I'll tell you why it's so unusual a bit later too. And then I've got the classic fish and chips. Let's get eating. Just before I do that, let me tell you how much everything costs. So the fish and chips is Hadock and it costs £8.85. Got the small mushy peas and curry sauce, which is £1.25 each. The Scampy, which was £4.95. I also got a cup of tea at 99p, and that all came to £17.29. Oh, and I also forgot, I got a tartar sauce for 35p as well, and this should go well with, I think, the Scampy. So first things first, let's have a sip of tea. Pretty good. And I'm going to start off with the Scampy. Now have a look at these. This is Scampy. So it's a little unusual as you don't normally see many people ordering this at chip shops. You see people getting fish and chips, battered sausage, a chip butty, maybe even a spam fritter. But I don't hear people getting Scampy. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's because it's a little bit expensive. Maybe it's because the taste is not quite popular with people. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to be trying these out to see why these are unusual and not that popular. So this is what they look like. They kind of look like little chicken nuggets. So you've got batter on the outside, and in the middle, Scampy should be traditionally something called a langoustine, which is like a tiny little lobster. And that sounds delicious. I mean, who wouldn't want a little fried tiny lobster? It sounds delicious. So I don't know why people don't order this more often. Let's go in for a taste of it. Okay, so if you have a look in the middle, you've got the batter on the outside. A pretty thick one. It's crunchy. Has a deep fried flavour. You've got the langoustine in the middle, which is like a tiny lobster, maybe the size of a prawn. It's got a seafoody flavour, a little bit salty, and it kind of goes well with the batter. It's pretty good. I think though it should go better with the tartar sauce. So let's try it out with this. And let's put a bit of tartar sauce on this. And let's try not to get this everywhere too. There you go, Scampy with tartar sauce. Let's take a bite of this. So that instantly makes it better. I mean, it was okay before, but with the tartar sauce, it just improves it by 10 million %. Let's put some more on. It's just so much more delicious with the tartar sauce. So you get the crispiness, the salty, seafoody flavour from the Scampy, and then the tartar sauce just adds that creamy, tangy sharpness that adds a bit of sort of freshness too. These go perfectly well together. Right, let's move on to the fish and chips. This, I think, is going to be great. Let's open it up. So there it is. Check that out. Captain's fish and chips. You've got a big long piece of fish, got a good portion of chips too. Let's try out the chips first. Here it goes, I've got one here. It's a decent size, it's maybe an end piece. Let's take a bite of it. So not much of a crisp to these, maybe a bit more soft. But that's what it looks like in the middle. Soft and fluffy, good potato flavour. As I said, not much of a crisp to the outside, but it's a good chip. I like it. I think what I need to do next though is try out some of the sides. So mushy peas first. Now check that out. Let me scoop up a bit. It's kind of a little bit on the runny side. Forgot to get some cutlery for this one, so I'm using a chip. But a bit more of a runny, mushy piece there. Can't even scoop it up onto my chip. But there it is. Mushy pea juice on chip. Let's try it. It does have good flavour though, this mushy peas. You can see it better there. Now check that out. A nice bit of mushy peas on a chip. Okay, so you get the pea flavour. It's a little bit salty too, and maybe a little bit zingy, so maybe a bit of lemon juice or vinegar or something in there. But it's a little bit more tasty than your standard mushy peas. Let me give you another look. It is pretty thick once you scoop it onto a chip. Maybe it needed a bit of mixing before at the start, but it is a pretty thick one. Check that out. Got whole pieces of peas with the mushed up ones. It's got a really great flavour. I wonder what it would be like with some scampi dipped into it. Let's try this out. Here it goes. Look at that. A scampi with mushy peas. I'm not sure if many people have done this combo before, but I'm going to try it. It's a good combo, but I think I prefer it with the chips. Next up we have the curry sauce. Now let me dip a chip into it again. Now check that out. It is quite thick, it stays on the chip. It's got a good smell to it. I think it's time to taste it. Let's try it. This is a good curry sauce. Get a bit of a kick. I can feel it now. Nice curry flavour, a little bit more subtle, but a little bit sweet too. Really nice. I like it, especially with the chip. I have to try it out though with a scampi. So scampi, curry sauce. Check that out. I think this might be better than the mushy peas ones. It's just a hunch, but let's see if it is. It is. The curry flavour and the spice just gives us a little bit of a kick that I think this needs. It's a little bit salty and seafoody on its own, but when you add it with the curry flavour and the kick, it's even more delicious. Check that out. As I said, I don't know why Scampy is not more popular than it is, because I really like it. It's quite delicious. A nice change from the regular fish and chips. Okay, I think it's time to try out this fish. Now let me break a bit off. Got the nice end bit there. Check that out. Nice and crispy skin. Looks really nice. Let's go for a bite of it. Have a look at the fish in there. So it is haddock, as I mentioned. The skin or the outside batter is really crispy. You can hear the crunch when you bite into it. The fish is soft, succulent, juicy, really nice flavour. This is a good fish. And the haddock is really tasty too. In fact, I've got a piece of it right there. Check that out. A nice white piece of haddock. It's almost just flaking away in my fingers. This is delicious. It's really soft and delicate. I'm just going to have to combo it up straight away with a chip. So check that out. A fish with chip together. And a bit of salt and vinegar on it. Let's eat it. That is a great bite of food. This is some good fish right here. I think though I'm just going to add a bit of tartar sauce to the fish and chips just to see how that is. So I'm going to squirt a bit right on top. Quite a lot of it actually, because I quite like the tartar sauce. There it is. Let's try this out. The tartar sauce really works well with the fish. It's tangy, it's creamy, it's sweet, a little bit vinegary and lemony. It contrasts the friedness of the chip perfectly and the fish. It's delicious. Right, next up is the mushy peas with fish and chips combo. Let's do it. Okay, now this is the classic combo bite right there. Mushy peas, fish and chips. Let's do it. That is an amazing combo. This is so good. And let's move on to the curry sauce. Now check this out. Fish chip curry sauce. The chip is just breaking away in the curry sauce. I've lost it. Now do I save it with a chip? I can't, the chip is too floppy. Right, let's try and save this fish that's in there. It's kind of like when your biscuit breaks in your tea. You don't know what to do. Do I go with my fingers? Do I get another chip and save it? I'm just going to have to go straight in with my fingers here. Oh, there it is. Now this bit of fish is absolutely coated in the curry sauce. Let's eat it. Okay. I think coating the fish in the curry sauce there just made it even better. There was so much curry flavour. It was delicious. Right, I've just had an idea for the ultimate combo. So I've got scampi, fish and chips, and I'm going to add some tartar sauce on top of it. This should be an amazing bite. Let's do it. This looks delicious. I'm going to take a bite of this right now. Okay, now this is the ultimate bite. If you get the fish and the chips with curry sauce or mushy peas, fish and chips with scampi and tartar sauce is amazing. Right, I may as well do it with a curry sauce while I'm at it. So fish and chips, scampi and curry sauce. Although I don't think this is going to beat the tartar sauce though. But let's see. Check that out. All three covered in curry sauce. Let's try it. It doesn't quite beat the tartar sauce. That one I don't think is going to be beaten. If you haven't done that before, you definitely need to do it. Fish, chips, scampi and tartar sauce. I think that is the ultimate bite of food you're going to have.